Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Elm Creek Farm, episode number 17. And we're going to get right into the action. Don't have a whole lot to do today. This is most likely going to be a short video. Again, let's just increase our time up just a little bit. Um, I primarily just want to do a little bit of mowing and just kind of bring you in on this new action that's going on here at the B&B. As I told you a few episodes ago, we have a car show, an antique car show that's going to be staying here. Car show is going to be down in town, and these guys are staying here with us in the B&B. We're expecting a few more to arrive, and we'll be here for the car show. What we see here on the left, the black, is a 1935 Ford Dually, and it is sweet. And next to it is a 1957 Ford Ranchero. I remember seeing these. A neighbor of mine in the real world had a El Camino, which was, I believe, the Chevy version of the Ranchero. But these were pretty sweet. A car and a pickup all sort of combined together. These are available. These mods are available through OK Used Cars Facebook page, and I will post a link to that down in the show notes for you, where you can find that. But these are just really sweet rides. I really wouldn't mind having this 1935 Dually, Ford Dually here on the farm. Very, very sweet. All right. Well, as I said before, I'm not going to do a whole lot today, and this is going to be a relatively short video just because I would rather do a shorter video just to sort of set the stage for what I'm going to be doing a little bit of off-camera work doing, so that you don't come and we're in either mid-June or even July or whatever, and maybe we've moved on to another task. Maybe one of our crops is ready to harvest, something like that, and then all of a sudden I've talked about the fact that we've got 150,000 liters of hay in the barn. So that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to start mowing today, and off camera I will go ahead and tether that and go ahead and pick that up with the forage harvester and get that into the barn down there. But something exciting has happened between the time that I recorded episode 16 and this episode, episode 17, and that is that the 1.2 patch for Farming Simulator 22 is available. It's out, and of course it will have been out several days by the time you watch this video. And by the way, speaking of this video and when this video is expected to drop on YouTube, consider this your public service announcement, public service warning. If you haven't got your Christmas shopping done yet, you might want to take advantage of the next few days and go and get that done. I know it's not looking a whole lot like Christmas here on Elm Creek Farm, but in the real world, in your neck of the woods, it probably is looking a lot like Christmas. And well, I just don't want you to be caught out and not have any Christmas presents for your loved ones. So go and get that done. All right. Well, we just really mow our verge around our fields. We've got several areas here on our farm area that we consider to be our farm area where we can mow grass. And you may remember several episodes ago I talked about clearing these trees in this area, and I could have sworn I cut that tree down. In the could have sworn I cut that tree down right there, but it may be back. The odd thing is, let's talk about the patch. Now, granted, as I said before, the patch will have been out a couple of days when you guys get around to seeing this video. And what I have done with my time on Farm Sim 22 since the patch was downloaded to my machine was record a couple of mod review videos, and of course, in doing so, I figured out very quickly that all of my control bind settings for my steering wheel, for my shuttle control functionality, for things like that, all basically reset to default. Even I've got buttons on my shifter panel, or my shifter module, to control GPS, turning GPS on, setting the AB track, activating GPS for guided steering, and also setting the implement width. All of those had reverted back to their normal default things, so I had to go in and clear the defaults and then reset the new key bindings the way that I wanted them. And there were a few other little niggles here and there that I noticed that were causing some problems as we knocked that sign down. It would not be a Grizzly Bear Sims. It would not be a Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube video if I didn't knock at least one sign down. But what I have found in previous back to the grass here for just a moment. What I found in previous seasons, since I've been playing this map since August of last year, is that we can collect plenty of grass for hay and even silage if we wanted to. I managed to get both hay and silage stored up for the winter and spring and first part of summer, obviously, with just grass. And after recording a couple of mod videos this morning, my voice is a little scratchy already. But anyway, so yeah, the mod or the update came out, and I've not spent a whole lot of time on social media yet today to review all of the key points on what the mod has done and what it hasn't done. I do know that we do now can see. We can see more information on our field statuses and stuff like that. We can, just in case if you don't have Farm Sim 22 yet, I will just go over here. But like I said, it's probably a moot point because so many of you will have already spent several days on this. But we can see what our yield bonus is, and then it tells us that it needs rolling. Now, we did not roll anything on our fields. So that's explainable as to why it's telling us that it needs rolling. So you may consider that next time around and see just what that brings us as far as a yield bonus. But honestly, I haven't checked to see, for example, if the tractor is louder or not. Maybe I'll figure that out whenever I go to edit this video. And I may need to tweak those if they actually addressed some of those problems, some of those issues. I do know one thing that I was able to determine fairly quick was the fact that they did not fix the issue where if you have script mods installed, and many of us will probably have those, especially GPS and some of the other ones, that it will crash the desktop or the game if you exit the game. Instead of taking you back to the main menu where you can select another map or something like that, it just basically goes directly to the desktop. And so we'll see if there's another patch that's going to be coming out in the near future. I really don't know a whole lot about the Giants patch schedule and stuff like that. I can't even really recall, thinking back to the FS19 days, how all that, like how quick the first patch was released and how quick maybe the second one was released. I have heard through the grapevine, without going into a whole lot of detail because I don't really know a whole lot about it, is that there is another patch expected to come sometime between now and spring that's going to maybe deliver a little bit more functionality, some more fixes or whatever. But I don't know if that if we're going to have to wait for that to occur before for example, we would have the fix for the game crashing when you try to exit out of the game. Don't know. And again, I don't have a lot of equipment mods. I have heard sort of, again, just in Discord, a couple of the Discord channels that I looked at this morning, but not going into a whole lot of reading time, that like the auto-loading trailers, those are broken, but that's, you kind of expect that. And there may be some other mods that are broken that those mod developers will need to go back maybe to the drawing board, or maybe not quite that far, and do something or another to make it work again. Giants did change the behavior of pallet loading pallet handling with this update. I know that was included, and so as a result, I'm sure the that's why the auto loading trailers are not functioning. But I don't have any of those on my map because I've yet to see an auto loading trailer come out on a mod hosting website that I trust going to. That's not to say that there's not some that have been released from through Facebook pages or something like that that might be a little easier to trust, but I haven't seen them. And really, truth be told, I haven't had a need as of yet for an auto loading trailer. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my videos prior to the patch and see if that tree has grown back, because I could have sworn I cut that tree down that's right here. But one thing I was impressed to see when I loaded up the game after the patch was updated was that my fields did not revert back to the original configuration before we combined those fields. At least that was good news, that those did not revert back. I had a little bit of a worry about that in the days leading up to when the patch was released. I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen with that. Are they going to do something that's going to affect that? And of course, one of the other changes that they have made is that you can now destroy some of the buildings in the farms in the four corners in the map area. Now, I just quickly tested that. I don't want to destroy the farmhouse that I'm role-playing living in, that I call the big house. I don't want to destroy that. But I sort of tested and could do that. I could destroy the barn that we're using for the B&B if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that either because of the storyline. But I did test it to see, could I remove that little hangar-shaped building over there that's just right next to our wheat field, and I was not able to do that. So I guess you can only remove the buildings that are in the farm, sort of the generic farm locations of the map, and it doesn't mean that you can remove everything that you might desire to. I would love to take that building down and maybe put a barn or something in there, but unable to do it. So, and I'm not gonna worry about loading the map up in GE and doing it. I know I could do it that way, but we'll just work around it and live with it as it is, and just call it good. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, I knew going into this that this was going to be a short video, and primarily, again, the real purpose of it was to just set the stage that I'm going to be in the process of doing grass work for hay for the next fall, winter, spring, early summer time frame until we can cut grass again. I have already done a little bit of grass work a few game days before this one that I didn't tell you about, so we do have a little bit of hay in the barn. And again, I'm kind of looking at getting anywhere from 150 to 200,000 liters of hay. That's kind of what we had last year, and that we were able to make that stretch with a full barn of cows, and that worked out quite well. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and tether this and go ahead and pick it up and put it in the barn. And when we come back together, we will either be in mid-June or maybe even going as far as July, just kind of seeing what all is available to do, and then we'll just keep going with things. I'm hoping that the car show is successful, and I'm telling you, the B&B has just been incredibly successful. The honey, the residents that stay with us, absolutely rave about the honey and all of the fresh veg and stuff that we serve there, and just loving it. So that is a good business venture for us. And again, for now, I'm going to go and TED this and pick it up, and I will see you when I see you in whatever game day that may be. And I am planning on having at least one more episode before Christmas, and then I'm going to kind of maybe take things a little easy on the video producing schedule, just so that I spend a little bit of time with my wife and not really worry about it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and we'll just kind of go with the flow in whatever whatever we can do, we will do. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will see you right back here for the next episode on Elm Creek Farm. Talk to you soon. Bye.